Born ready then. Born ready for what's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 123 of Next Gen Newsweek. My name is Mitch. Joining me, as always, Richard
Hello.
and Chase.
Hello.
So we are recording this episode in advance because I'm not going to be in town next week. So we're giving you a little fun episode to hold you over for a week. So we're going to be looking at some fan mail. I got a discussion question we're going to go over. We're going to look through an old Nintendo Power magazine that I think is really interesting to look through. And do some other little things in here. Nothing crazy. We are going to just do one news announcement because it just broke while we were getting set up, and that is that Starfield is coming when, Chase?
September 6th.
September 6th. That is the release date for Starfield, and they are doing a presentation on June 11th to showcase that game.
As of now, that's
Yeah. It could very well get delayed again. But even though we're going to do all this fun stuff, we're still going to do what we always do and talk about what we've been playing this past week. Richard, do you want to start us off?
I've been doing time stuff. I feel guilty because I said I was creeping through Harry Potter, but or Hogwarts, but at this point, I'm not even playing it. I'm hoping I'll get back to that, but No Man's Sky's got an expedition. There's about 4 weeks left, so if you're interested in that, definitely get on that. The main prize for that expedition is a brand new ship class. And to my knowledge, the only way to get it is to complete the expedition. And then Fortnite Chapter 4 Season 1 wraps today.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have like 30 or 40 more levels to go, just hang it up. Don't worry about it. You're not going to make it. But if you're close, go ahead. See if you can't squeeze it out. And that's what I've been doing. I've been playing No Man's Sky and Fortnite,
and probably some unclassified retro games.
Yes, yes, I have. Which by the time that you're hearing this, you will have seen, because I think I'm going to try and upload today. If not, I'll do it first thing in the morning. But the plan is today, this afternoon. So
I do want to preface that so as of the recording of this episode, I have yet to get episode 122 to upload to YouTube due to just all of these issues that just seem to be popping up. And Richard also said in that last episode that he had an episode ready to go, but he has also been having his own issues.
I had audio issues from the software I was using, but I'm not going to go into it because it's kind of embarrassing. It was a stupid mistake. But I know what was going wrong now, so that problem will not continue into the future. So
I would honestly wish that what was going on with my end would be just some stupid mistake that I've made, so I can okay, here it is, because it's pretty much just going to have to get uploaded without any kind of flair into it, and the quality is going to look kind of bad. But at that point, it's either that's what we're going to get or we're not getting anything out of it. So anyway, I want to get it up there because Steven was on there, so
that's right, yeah.
So I got to get it out there. Anyway, Chase, what have you been playing?
I've been playing that Wolong game. It's definitely difficult. It's very, very like Sekiro based.
Mm-hmm.
So they like you can attack and stuff, but like you get rewarded for parrying, and a lot of bosses you're not going to get through if you don't parry. But it's very difficult. Like the first boss, like if you can get past the first boss, you're pretty well set. I'm kind of stuck at the moment. I'm maybe like a third of the way through the game. But I've been trying to level up and just try to learn the enemy patterns and all that. But yeah, I mean, so far it's pretty good. It's got a lot of pretty decent reviews. Nothing like groundbreaking, but it's a pretty fun game.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is that the only thing you've been sinking your teeth into?
That is it. Yeah.
That's unlike Chase. Chase is like, I'm
all
over the place.
Mm-hmm. I'll probably have a bunch of stuff next week though.
There you go.
Or next time we're on.
Yeah, whenever that is. Yeah, we'll come back. It's like it's been 2 weeks. Chase is like, yeah, I've platinumed 14 games while you've been gone. I'm trying to think of honestly what I've been playing a lot of Fortnite. I really want to give a shout out to Michael because, like, man, I got home from work like super late the other day, and Michael's like, "Get on, let's get these levels taken care of." So I was able to, I got to level 90 with his help, and then I used my existing V-Bucks that I had to just take myself over the finish line. So I was able to get all the skins and everything in the battle pass. Now I don't feel guilty that I spent money in that game, and I can't wait to spend more money on that game to forget about the battle pass and then have Michael help me get caught up for next time, because that seems to be what happens. And then other than that, just like, your Smash Brothers and stuff like that.
Sometimes it just feels like work.
It does feel like work. I will say, and I didn't get to play it yet, a friend say, hey, we should play New Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe, which I've never played and didn't play it on the Wii U. Never been too much of a fan of those new Super Mario Brothers games, but they're on sale because of Mario Day, which is this coming up Friday.
Oh, yeah.
So a lot of Mario games are on sale physically and digitally at most brick and mortar retailers. Like I checked the actual Nintendo eShop. It's still $60 on there, but it was on sale for $40 on GameStop, even for a digital code. And I know there's a lot of Mario related games, even like Yoshi stuff in there that's on sale right now. So if that's something you're interested in, a lot of those games you can get them picked up. And there's also a new Switch bundle coming out, right? That you get to pick between Mario Kart and New Super Mario Brothers, and I think Mario 3D World. Like you get to pick one of those 3 games to get.
I think so. Yeah.
So I think that's coming out soon too. I don't have it in front of me, or else I would tell you exactly. But that seems exactly like what it is. But anyway, probably by the time I get back, I'm sure I'll have played at least some part of New Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe, which, I mean, it's just Mario Maker, but someone's already made the levels for you. So that's just pretty much what... I had this really genius idea, and I'm going to hate sharing this on the podcast because someone's going to take my idea. But you guys remember a long time ago, there was this YouTube video that was called Spiders on Different Drugs?
Yes.
Yeah, have you seen that video? Richard, have you seen that video before?
I don't recall that.
I'm going to send it to you. But anyway, it's just this video where these nature scientists were like taking different drugs, and they would like swab them on spiders and just see how they react and how they build their webs differently. It was really interesting. But when I was thinking about playing Mario Maker, it's like, this is not me. I don't do drugs. But it would just be really funny if somebody is like, hey, I'm going to make a course in Mario Maker on different drugs and to see how just different they are. It's like you got like a super LSD world, super like shrooms world, just stuff like that. And to see
Super LSD world.
It would just be so cool. Just because the thing with Mario Maker is you have to be able to beat your own levels before it'll let you save them. So imagine just being strung out on something. You just create some off the wall level and then you beat it. And then like the only way that it really makes sense on how you're supposed to beat it is you have to like trip LSD to be able to do it.
Hey, Mario and Nintendo aside, that's the kind of title that'll sell right there. Super LSD world.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, there's your I guess it's open. It's out there now. So if you want to do this yourself, go for it. But I don't condone you doing this, so don't come back at me for taking all these different drugs.
Yeah, just credit us unless you get arrested or die.
Yeah, and then we're not involved whatsoever. Other than that, I expect royalties. Anyway, let's talk real quick about what's coming, or what has and is coming out this week. Big one. Dead Cells Return to Castlevania. Richard, you have already started.
Yeah, that was a day one. No contest.
How far have you made it into that?
Well, I got to Dracula's castle. There's I don't know. I'm sure if you Google it, you can just find it. I don't really like doing that, so I kept messing around, and then finally Richter shows up, and then once he shows up, then you have like a dedicated entry point to. I think it's called Castle Outskirts, and that's like a really cool Castlevania area. But I think if you've never played Dead Cells and you're just playing it for the Castlevania aspect, you may have to play the normal game a little bit to kind of. I know it's a rogue based game, but you want some of those permanent upgrades because the enemies hit really, really hard in the new DLC. So take that into consideration. I made it past that first area to Dracula's Castle, which to me, that sounds like a final area. I don't know how many new areas they've added. I did get, I mean, I don't know if these are considered spoilers or not, or outfits spoilers. I don't know. I did get the blueprint for Maria's outfit. I got Maria's cat as like a secondary weapon. It was really cool. I found Alucard. There's a lot of references, all the enemies. I mean, it looks awesome. It makes me want, I wish they would, if you watch the first Dick Retro, you saw me play Castlevania. I wish they'd take that game and just enhance, like modernize the graphics and just remake that game. Even if it's like some kind of like a digital only thing for like, $30 or so. I think that'd be cool just to see like the revamped graphics. And that's exactly what Dead Cells have done. You got skeletons, you got like the fishmen, you got all the classic villains, and the music's been redone. It's awesome. It's worth $10. Especially, I mean, it's worth $10 easily if you're a Castlevania fan. Even if you're not, it's a great DLC for the price.
It's also unheard of for a DLC to only be $10 anymore.
$10. $10.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. Other games we have Outlanders for PC coming out. What are we recording this down? This is March 8th. This is already out. Clash Artifacts of Chaos comes out tomorrow on PlayStation, Xbox, PC. Fatal Frame Mask of the Lunar Eclipse for PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch and PC comes out on tomorrow. I don't know what IB is, but it comes out for Switch tomorrow. No by Heart also on the Switch tomorrow. A bunch of indie games coming out. Monster Energy Supercross number 6 for PlayStation and Xbox and PC. Hell yeah, brother. Oni, Road to be the Mightiest Oni, PlayStation and Switch and PC tomorrow.
That was cool.
Session Skate Sim comes out on Switch tomorrow. Another skateboarding game. Before Your Eyes for PlayStation VR 2 comes out Friday. And DC's Justice League Cosmic Chaos comes out PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, PC on Friday. Bunch of cool stuff. Any of y'all Fatal Frame people? You like capturing ghosts with your camera? No?
There was a time about 20 years ago when I played like Fatal Frame. They were pretty good. They were really spooky.
I was going to say, play Phasmophobia instead. Gotta plug it. All right. So that's all that's out this week. And, yeah, that's where we're at. So, again, we've already kind of covered honestly, the Starfield news pretty much been like the only real news that's even happened this past week. Than like sales numbers, but we'll leave that to people who just talk sales, because that's just a lot. That's just a lot of numbers. Unless it's something just like groundbreaking thing like Hogwarts Legacy, it was sold like 12 million copies or whatever. That's impressive. But like,
yeah, like they're probably $850 million or something like that. It's crazy.
So anyway, and I'm just now realizing I forgot to put this person's Twitter handle in the show notes. Credit will be given when it's due. But anyway, here's a question for you from a Twitter user. Is there a game that you originally were super hyped up for that ended up being so bad that you regretted buying it? Richard is smirking.
I'll go first because I want to say probably Anthem and Mass Effect Andromeda, because I went midnight to get Mass Effect Andromeda, like a midnight release the day that came out, and I was so hyped for it because I was like, oh, this is my first Mass Effect game, and I beat it like within like a day, and it was just pretty terrible.
Oh no!
I mean, yeah.
Man, Richard, what were you smirking about? Look at he's gonna say something very controversial.
I was initially I was going to say Breath of the Wild.
I knew it.
Man, that was a dumpster fire to me. But I'm trying to build a fan base, so those are words that you can't really recover from. So I'll say that game was okay.
It was mid.
But man, the new Saints Row, I can't understand how a team, because maybe I'm wrong, but it's my understanding that it's the same team that made the others. I don't understand how that team can get something so damn wrong. And they did. It's horrible. And I know there's been like maybe 2 patches or something like that. They fixed nothing. They fixed absolutely nothing. It's just it's work. It's the AI is flunky and horrible. I think I talked about it on another podcast that you'll have these there'll be these events where you have to destroy waves of enemies and you literally have to hunt them down because they're going to be stuck on a dumpster just running against the side of the dumpster. And like even when you come around the corner and they see you, they see you because you get like audio clues that they've seen you. They don't stop. They're in this perpetual jog against the side of a dumpster. So you just go up to them and shoot them point blank. And the missions there's not a lot of variety in it. The world building where, you kind of like, because I feel like they sold it on this thing that, you really got all this customization, you can create your own businesses. No, you end up having to create all the businesses. And they're just the missions associated with those. There's a lot of like, go pick this up, go here, escort this person, go kill this. I mean, guys, if this had come out like in 2002 or something, it would have probably been a hit. But for 2022, yeah, it came out 2022. Man, it felt aged. It didn't look beautiful at all. It was such a hit or miss. It blew up all over the runway.
Big sad. I still want to play it at some point, but whatever.
Maybe it'll be for free on a service or something sometime because I just.
Yeah.
I think I paid like $20 for it on a sale or something back during the holidays.
I think it's like $15 on GameFly, and it's just like I think it's just pretty cheap right now.
It's because nobody's renting it. It's horrible.
If only I liked buying physical copies of games. I had to sit here and think about mine because like I don't buy like every single game that comes out, and two, like if I buy a game, it's mostly because I know I'm gonna like it. But there was a game I took a chance on a couple years ago, and that was Outriders. I think it was 2021.
Yeah.
They've kind of done some stuff to fix that game, but when it first came out, it was just like, this is the biggest like knockoff Destiny game I've ever played. Like the combat just wasn't fun. The classes were decent, I guess, but like we played that game for probably 2.5, 3 hours, and then 2 out of the 4 people we were playing with got refunds on it through Steam before it was too late to do that. I ended up sticking with it through the end of it anyway because like no, I paid $60 for this game, and then plus I think by the time I got to it, like I couldn't return it anyway. So I was just like, well, screw it. I'm just gonna finish it out.
I enjoyed the story because I thought the story was kind of cool, but like just the overall combat just did not feel good. No. Like I don't like that hiding and shooting kind of mechanic. Like when you're in like a game where you're supposed to feel like really, really powerful.
Mm-hmm. Like I like the duck and cover gameplay. It's not the same like is in Outriders as it is in like Gears of War, but that's how that game's kind of positioned, is having that kind of gameplay, and it works great in Gears. It does not work in Outriders.
No.
And to be honest with you, I don't even know what the story of Outriders was about because every person I was playing with were the people that were voting to skip cutscenes. So just skipping through. We were just playing the game.
It was well since it's been out a while. It was basically like this. They found like a habitable planet like far away, and they sent the ship out to get there, and life on like technology on Earth advanced like tremendously. So they sent a second ship, but the second ship got there first because the technology was advanced. So when that colony like landed on that planet, they basically destroyed the planet. And there's still like remnants of like there's a civilization there, and then like you go there and people are already there, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. Still would have gotten a refund, but anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other games you were super hyped up for that you regret buying before we move on to our next topic?
I didn't buy it. I was on the beta for it, that Riders Republic.
Yeah.
I had really high hopes because what was the other dirt bike game that Ubisoft?
It's Trials.
Trials. Yeah, I love Trials. I thought this was like the next generation of Trials. And I don't know if that's what they thought it was too. It
It's
wasn't
not.
at all. That was a huge letdown. So I ended up not even buying that one just because I was on the beta and I was like, man, this is a hot mess. I'll give that as an honorable mention to this.
I know we've talked about it and how Chase said that the demo did not do the game justice, but Forspoken, I think that game, like I was super hyped for it too. And then after I got to play the demo, I was like, this sucks.
Yeah, I mean, maybe go back.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll go back, but
Yeah.
not right now.
Because I've done another coworker to play it, and they were really enjoying it. So
Was it Quentin?
yes,
Okay, well, Quentin's opinion doesn't matter. So
I know.
I'm just kidding, Quentin, if you watch this. All right. Next topic I just had a discussion I want to bring up. If you had the power, the Nintendo power, if you will, to force Nintendo to revive any of their forgotten franchises with the original developer, who would you pick and why? I know what Richard's going to say. So
Yeah. I mean, Punch Out, hands
yeah.
down. I mean, why not? The reason, I mean, because it's Punch Out.
Mm-hmm.
Not only, you got to think, like, I feel like, I don't even know if you would call it a rhythm game. It kind of is. You know, you memorize like fighter patterns and stuff like that, and you kind of get in a rhythm. And rhythm games have always been really popular. But, you know, you're setting it against a backdrop of like arcade boxing with like really bold, colorful, charismatic characters. And I think you could do so much with it, especially like when you think of like something like Smash Brothers that have like these expansion passes that add new characters and stuff like that. You know, the sky's the limit. You know, with your imagination, you could create fighters, you know, from here until whenever. And keep like, you know, to me that would continue to make money. You could add an online component. I think there's so much that you could do and build on top of that core kernel that makes Punch Out that would be awesome.
Yep.
And they look like awesome cartoon boxers. They don't have like these really stretchy, stupid, spring-loaded.
Hey, hold up.
Stupid ass arms that doesn't make any damn sense at all.
Triggered.
Don't be distant on my girl Min Min and her spaghetti arms now. Like, Min Min's
I don't
cool.
even know who the hell Min Min is. That's how bad that game was.
It was good when the Switch first came out.
Oh, I'm sure it was, but you know what would have been better? Punch Out. Punch Out Switch.
With
Well,
spaghetti
no,
arms.
I'm glad they didn't. They'd have probably put those funky, stupid arms on them then too. So
Can you imagine?
But yeah.
Imagine Little Mac with spring-loaded arms.
I think there's a lot that could, in a serious note, there's a lot that could be done with Punch Out, and I think that they could add elements that would give it longevity and online capabilities, and they could really make something of it. But it is Nintendo, so I'm not holding my breath. Why? Because they made something like ARMS. So
Mine is like I know like the Wii U generation was the last generation of systems, but we're talking like almost 10 years ago, and even then the game that I'm going to reference sucked so bad that I don't even think it counts, and that's Star Fox. I want them to make a new Star Fox game, and it could either be like an older Star Fox game that doesn't suck, or they could do another Star Fox Adventures type game, because when I was a kid I thought that game was hard as shit and I thought it was stupid, but after going back and playing it as an adult, it's like this game actually is pretty fun. So I think they should get Retro Studios or whoever made the original Star Fox and make them redo Star Fox without Wii U motion controls or whatever gimmick they try to do. Just make a good Star Fox game, and no Starlink Battle for Atlas does not count. So
they tried to jump on that bandwagon with the whole like toys to games or something. Like, wasn't that part of it? Because didn't you bought little packs that you could add on?
Mm-hmm.
The Starlink, yeah, the Star Fox thing, that was just if you bought the game for the Switch, that just kind of like came with it. But you could get that, you could buy that R-Wing thing if you wanted to.
Gotcha.
Which to be honest, I've seen that thing because David has that, and it's a really cool like little collector's piece. So even if you like never intended to play that and you just wanted a collectible R-Wing figure, it's really cool. But
That's cool.
Chase, you got anything for this one?
Like, yeah, when you initially asked that, I was like, man, a Star Fox game like done right would be really really good. But my mind also drifted to a new Super Mario RPG game. Like, I absolutely love that. Just set in that same universe. Just updated.
Just clarifying. Are you talking about like the Super Mario RPG from the Super Nintendo, or just
Yes?
Okay.
Yes, that particular one. So because it's like there's characters from that game that have never appeared really in any other game. So
I'd be down for that.
Yeah.
I also just wish that they would either pick up the Mario and Luigi series and keep it going, or go back and redo those games and put them on other systems. Because I mean, there's five total. I'd say about 3.5 really good Mario RPGs in that collection of 5 games that I think should get ported to newer systems and make them look better. But they could also just do Super Mario RPG also. I think also another good one would be if they redid Earthbound or Mother, whatever, but actually brought Toby Fox on to like help him with it. Like,
gosh, that'd be cool.
Like the biggest collab of all time. But does anyone else have any other suggestions?
I don't, even if they just did like which I know they just came out with like a Paper Mario, but it wasn't, in my opinion, like a Paper Mario. If they would revisit that, one of the things that Nintendo, sometimes they do it really, really well, and sometimes they don't, is they focus too much on innovation. They want to innovate and bring something new to the table. And I really don't understand that, because if you think about Legend of Zelda, like the game mechanics for up until Breath of the Wild were pretty much the same. You enter a dungeon, you get said item that will help you kill that boss. It'll help you access the next dungeon where you get another said item. That there was nothing wrong with that mechanic, because that game just sold every single time. And I don't know why they had to make the changes that they made with Paper Mario, because I feel like that system wasn't broken. And, even if they were to go back and do something like a true Paper Mario sequel, that would be awesome. Which you can play that on Nintendo Online now, can't you? Get the first Paper Mario. I suggest you go and do that. Not you. I know you guys have them. Talking to them.
That's one of my top 5 all time. So yeah, I've played it.
Yeah.
I think the reason why they did that is because the Mario and Luigi series on the DS and Paper Mario were like exactly the same game. So they kind of had to take one of them and make them be a little bit different. But that being said, since Alpha Dream no longer exists and they're not making more Mario and Luigi games, they could take Paper Mario and make it go back to what it was before.
Yeah.
So just some ideas. Nintendo, we're pitching ideas to you. Like, I know Miyamoto listens to this show, so I mean, we got
to they know. Even if they do, they don't. They're not interested in success.
I will. Well, this is what their Twitter bio says, because it's very leading in that. Hang on, where'd it go? They say that they listen to what people say.
All right. Well,
welcome to the official Nintendo profile for gaming news. We're listening too. So.
All right.
They're listening to everything.
It'd be awesome if they acted on it too, though, man. That's a component that's missing.
Yeah, I mean, they can listen all they want to. They can listen to that guy who bought 40,000 shares of Nintendo stocks to go to a share meeting and say, "What the hell are y'all doing with F-Zero?" Like, they listened, but they haven't done anything. Yeah, so
that's true.
All right. Well, that'll get us through our discussions for the week. We're going to take a quick break while I get some stuff set up, and then we are going to skim through a Nintendo Power magazine from 1999. It's going to be really cool. So hang on. In the year of 1999, Mitch was 4 years old.
4, yeah.
So what we've got here, I thought it'd be very fitting for this, because this is Nintendo Power 123. So this is the same issue of the episode that we're on right now. can you both see this Nintendo Power magazine?
I'm gonna try. I don't know if you'll lose me or not. I hope not. Am I still there?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I can see it now.
Cool. So this is August 1999. This is a month after E3 1999, where Nintendo announced Project Dolphin releasing in, which will become the GameCube, releasing in 2001. This is like at the height of Pokemon and some other stuff in here. So we're just going to skim through this magazine and reminisce on some of the old stuff. I'm going to skip through some of this stuff because it's just a bunch of advertisements.
I was already like intrigued by the cover.
Oh, okay. Let's go back to the cover.
Man, Hybrid Heaven. I loved that game for the Nintendo 64. I think I talked about it one time. We were talking on a podcast about like just obscure titles that were really weird. Mm-hmm. It was this strange sort of RPG combat fighting regular guy. I don't even remember what the story was. I don't think it was important. But it was, man, I loved Hybrid Heaven. Yep.
All right. So, let's skip through. There's an issue or thing in here where you can get a gold foil Pikachu Pokemon card.
Fat Pikachu.
Yeah, fat Pikachu card. It's so funny because like you got the Pikachu art on the right for the Pokemon card, which is very nostalgic of fat Pikachu. But then you have the Pokemon Yellow sprite of Pikachu on the left page, which is what it actually looks like. It's very back and forth there. You also get a T-shirt for Pokemon Snap for sending that in too, or intro in for it. We have the NFL Quarterback Club for the year 2000. Never played that one before. And let's see. Yeah, so this issue is going to be about Hybrid Heaven. As we get into it, there will be like a big cover story in there for Hybrid Heaven. So, real quick, this is the Player Pulse screen, which is where people write in and they talk about what's going on, or they write back to them. So again, this is right after they announced that the new system is called Project Dolphin. First thing in here says, "Are you really going to name your next generation system Dolphin? Seems like a silly name for such a powerful system." They have no idea how code names work. And then the next one says, "Wow, I just heard the first specs on Project Dolphin and they sound amazing. I can't wait to get my hands on one, but it sounds like I'm going to have to have a bit of a wait on my hands, at least until 2000, which I'm pretty sure the GameCube didn't even come out till 2001. I look forward to hearing more about the system, hopefully in the near future." One of these in here, oh yeah, here it is. "Bring on the Dolphin. I read a transcript of Howard Lincoln's address about Project Dolphin, and I can hardly wait. Using DVD is pure genius." He didn't use DVD. "And IBM is an excellent company to partner with." They didn't partner with IBM. "Good job, Nintendo. The future looks quite bright." Just it would out of raw power between the GameCube, the original Xbox, and the PlayStation 2. The GameCube was the most powerful out of the three, but not by much. And again, it used micro DVDs or mini DVDs. Let's see, where's another? Where's Bowser? I was wondering if Nintendo is going to make a game in which Bowser is a playable character. Do you guys actually know what the first game that allowed you to play with Bowser is?
Mario RPG. Super Mario RPG.
Okay, well, I was gonna say Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door, but if you got to play as Bowser in that, then that would definitely be the contender.
Yeah, he was a party member that you could control. Yep.
Gotcha. Yeah, he has never starred in his own game. The only three games I can think of now that we've named two of them: Mario RPG and Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door. The third one is Mario Odyssey, where it's at the very end of the game, but you get to play as Bowser for that one level. Not counting like sports and racing games and stuff like that. Let's see. I think there's another one in here. Oh, let's see how you feel after defeating Dracula single-handedly. While playing Castlevania with Reinhardt, I noticed that when he kneels to save, he makes an oomph sound. What's up with that? Does he have some back problems? Maybe he should take time off from defeating Dracula to go see a doctor. Richard, I don't even know what Castlevania game this is talking about, but
Castlevania 64.
There you go.
Yeah, I actually like it I like it because of how terrible it is.
A couple more in here. We have Jet Force Gemini is the game that makes my pulse race. I know lots of people are looking forward to Donkey Kong 64 and Perfect Dark, but I think that Jet Force Gemini will bring something fresh and new to the table. I am confident that Rare will make it a fantastic game. I've never played Jet Force Gemini. Is it actually as good as this guy hoped it up to be?
I don't remember playing Jet Force Gemini.
Yeah, I don't remember that either.
That was not on my radar.
Donkey Kong is going to be amazing. I bet that it beats Zelda as the most wanted holiday game of the year. Way to go, Rare Nintendo. It did not become the most wanted holiday game of all time.
No, it did not.
I'm extremely curious to hear more about Mortal Kombat Special Forces. I've been waiting for a good Mortal Kombat adventure game since Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero. Never played that one either. Let's see. I think that's all the really good ones here. All right, so we'll jump over to the power charts, which is where it's kind of like their sales figures and everything. Top 3 games for N64. We have Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, which has held that spot for the last 8 months that it was out. GoldenEye 007, number 2 on the list, been there for 32 months, so it has been up there for a hot minute. And Super Smash Brothers. So those are your top 3 best-selling games on the N64. And let's see, pretty much it's honestly the same thing for the Game Boy too. You have Pokemon, Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening, and James Bond. Those are your top 3. So pretty much the exact same games on both systems. Let's see, we have an ad here for WWF Attitude. Did y'all ever play that one?
No.
The only fighting game I ever played on N64 that wasn't Smash Brothers was Clay Fighter 63 1/3. Don't know if you guys ever played that one, but that game was a hidden gem.
I played Clay Fighter.
You can call in this 1-900 number to talk to a game counselor for $1.50 a minute that you need help. Don't know. I'm sure some kid called that and ran up their parents.
Oh yeah,
for sure. There is some more little things on the side there. One of them talks about cheesy poofs from South Park. I'm going to read that one. It says, I rented South Park a few days ago. A little detail that makes me angry is that you can't eat chips or drink pop while you play because you have to control your player with the C buttons. Like, and the reply from the editor says, sorry, Martin, but he who hesitates to eat snacky cakes is lost. So we got a big thing here on that WWF game, just talking about the different game modes, different moves you can play with. We're going to skip through all this because that's not interesting. We have the N64 car player, allowing you to sit in your car and get motion sickness playing Mario 64 with you and a sibling. And they're also showing these kids using the improper way of holding an N64 controller, because you know the way you're supposed to do that is you pinch it, the analog stick, with your fingers and use it like that, because that controller is uncomfortable to hold no matter how you hold it. So, but yeah, I wonder how much that thing, if that thing actually came out, and 2, how much it is. But apparently there's you turn it on and a PNG of Mario just comes out of it. So that's nice. You get that from their website, aftermarket.vistion.com. Okay. So it's already an aftermarket product. And then we get into hybrid heaven. At the age of the millennium, far beneath the streets of Manhattan, a revolution is taking place. In part 1 of our strategies for Konami's fighting RPG adventure hybrid, we blow the lid off the global uprising containing It Is Another Story. Richard, you should talk about Rhythm Heaven. Oh my God. Hybrid Heaven. Give some more details as I'm scrolling.
Man, you know, this is 20 years in the past, over 20 years in the past. I'm having a hard time remember. I just remember how much I enjoyed it because it kind of it was a fighting game that infused RPG elements really well with like these really odd sort of enemies and stuff. And I think what really drew me in was Konami, because there was a time when I was a huge coming, I maybe still am. They just don't do anything anymore. But anything that had Konami on it, I would get it. You got to think, we're talking about the era that you had Castlevania. Symphony of the Night was late '90s, so that's almost the same era. This was their heyday. You had Silent Hill had just started. Konami was on the up and up, and then they were like, we're gonna make pachinko machines. So, it was awesome at the time. I don't know. I'm tempted to go back and play it again, but I don't know what my response would be. Maybe I could do that on Dick Retro. That's retro enough. It's over 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Maybe I could go back and do Hybrid Heaven.
So the magazine pretty much just gives you different maps and tips and tricks for getting around the first 4 areas of the game, and introduces you to some type of enemies that you will encounter on the way there. So we're going to just kind of skip through it. And then I saw something very devastating on the next page. Let me tell you about this awful game I used to play called Rugrats Scavenger Hunt. This is a Rugrats Mario Party clone that came out on the N64. And I just remembered that there was something about this game that used to terrify the shit out of me. And I think it was the music. Something in the music in this game used to just frighten me as a child. Like I was literally like Tommy Pickles' age playing this game. And maybe a little bit older. But it was just like, I don't know, something about it. I'm sure it's not actually that bad if I went back and played it now. But like it was just ungodly awful trying to play that game back in the day. And I have no idea what's going on with this Wizard of Oz picture. Oh, it's for Battle Tanks Global Assault coming to the Wizard of Oz. Perfect.
I thought, there was a Wizard of Oz game that came out for the Super Nintendo. Maybe that was...
The Rugrats page was as far as I went when I was skimming through this earlier. I had no idea that was coming. So you have more insane weapons and modes of destruction, 4-player head-to-head action, and 22 new levels and 12 wreaking tank. Good grief, I can't talk today. But yeah, poor Mr. Scarecrow, he's on fire, and they're running for their life. There is no place like home because it is burned down.
That's just great ad placement right there.
Right? Because you literally have to flip the page to see how bad this is. We have classified information about Star Wars Rogue Squadron and All-Star Baseball 2000. The Rogue Squadron thing, they're giving out a code for the Phantom Menace for whatever you actually unlock with that. We have Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, which was in the past couple of years was re-released on the Switch, so that's still kind of modern. You can go back and play that. Ken Griffey Jr. Slugger, Mario Brothers Deluxe. Mario Brothers Deluxe was like I played that on Game Boy a long time ago. My sister and I both had that game, and we would go like head to head and playing it with a link cable. Because that's how cool we were, as 90s kids. And our link cables and whatever. We have Glover, a game that also got ported to some other system in the past year or so, but it used to be hard as hell playing it on N64 as a kid. We have Milo's Astro Lanes, which is just space bowling, I believe. Snowboard Kids 2, which I feel like I've played Snowboard Kids, but I don't remember anything about it other than it's a game for you snowboard as children. And then the big next story, we have Gex 3, the deep cover gecko, starring Gex the Gecko, coming out in September. Never played a Gex. Actually, no, I think I have played Gex, but I don't remember anything about it because I always get Gex and Croc mixed up because that's just all of that time just blurs together as far as like games that star anthropomorphic crocodiles, like or geckos or green animals. They all just mix. Go through all this Gex stuff here. We've got, this is the part that blew my mind. Actually, I didn't see this part, so I don't know why I got confused. But Pokemon Red and Blue, $30 games. I swear to God, those games cost $60. whenever they came out. I do not remember them costing $30. You can guarantee your copy of Pokemon Yellow or Pokemon Stadium for a $10 pre-order down payment at the Electronics Boutique. And they have classic N64 games on sale for $40, because normally they'd be about 60 upwards to 80, because there was no like standard about how much these games used to cost. So you would have to pay a pretty penny for these games sometimes. I don't know if you guys were still kids too, or young men, so I'm sure you probably didn't have to buy any of these games whenever they first came out.
Yeah, man, I was going into my senior year in 1999.
I'm such a wee baby.
I remember going to Electronics Boutique there in Rivergate Mall, though.
Interesting.
Yeah. EB, what did they? GameStop bought them, didn't they? Isn't that the fate of EB Games? I think
so.
Yeah, look that up.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense. I was like, EB Games, but they still call themselves in Canada, I think. There isn't a GameStop in Canada. I think it's just EB Games.
Oh, okay. No, GameStop's always owned EB Games. They just had a different name for whatever reason.
Gotcha. They thought GameStop would sell better, and then there was this news company called GameSpot that came out, and they're like, oh, well, now that's confusing, because I even got confused just saying it out loud. We have more stuff on Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. Why does my pod racer keep slowing down? Because you suck. Anyway, next. Tips on how to beat Morpha in The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Don't get grabbed. Is there an easy way to find fairies? Yes. Get good. What is the point of the forest stage? To sing songs. There you go. I answered all the questions for you in 2 words. And then we got some Super Smash Brothers tips and tricks. And the only thing I got for you here is just get good. And then Super Mario Brothers Director's Cut, which came with the Lost Levels, which was the first time I ever was exposed to that stuff, and I never beat any of the Lost Levels. Did you guys ever go through and play those?
I played some of them, yeah.
I played some, but I didn't complete them. So that gives me an idea.
Yeah, there's an idea for you. And then, of course, is where are the warp zones? It's kind of weird that the original Mario Brothers came out in 1986, 85, and they're just now addressing where the warp zones are in 1999.
Oh, let me see. Well, are you talking about Mario Brothers or Super Mario Brothers?
Super Mario Brothers.
Okay, yeah, I think that was 85 or something.
Yeah. It's like, where are the warp zones? Well, they're the exact same spot they've been in for 10 years. Unless you guys want to talk about World Driver Championship, I'm going to skip through all of this. Because we have cars on cars on cars on cars. Then we have EA Sports Supercross 2000, but horizontal. That means it's a poster. We have... I'm trying to make sure the answers were on here. It's a Poke Quiz. Asking about, make sure you guys are your legitimate Pokemon trainers. Real quick, why should a trainer not evolve a Pokemon? Is it because some abilities and attacks must be learned before a Pokemon evolves? Evolve Pokemon eat more food. Evolve Pokemon must be recaptured by the trainer, or D, all of the above.
Be A.
I think Richard said A too, but his mic didn't pick up any noise.
Oh, yeah, so. I did. I said A.
Cool. That is right. Good job. Why should you never abuse a Magikarp? A, it's not nice. B, you might hurt yourself. C, it evolves into a Gyarados. Or D, all of the above.
D.
Yeah, D.
And then
the primary would be it evolves into a Gyarados, but...
And 3, why should you buy Pokemon video or on DVD? A, it has the complete Poke Rap on every video. B, you get to watch Ash learn lots of cool Pokemon facts in every video. C, a cute but really powerful Pokemon defeats Team Rocket in almost every episode. Or D, all of the above and free stuff included.
D.
D. D.
I'd say you guys are certified Pokemon Masters.
Which,
Yay.
going back, you talked about that gold Pikachu card if you ordered from this night. If you have that in mint condition to this day, that's going to go for $200 to $300.
Wow. And then it says, have you caught them all? And it has all of the different Pokemon anime like VHSs. And I'm pretty sure I own at least 4 of those, but I did not get them from a Nintendo Power magazine. We have an ad for Mario Golf, which that was a lot of fun whenever that came out. Teaching you how to play that game, how to hit the ball, and the trajectory. That's a lot of math involved there. So we're just gonna look past Wario bending his club over his knee and keep going. The Nintendo Power Invitational. Oh my gosh. Now that you've learned the tricks, put your golf skills to the test in Nintendo Power's exclusive tournament. It's already programmed into your game. Just enter the special code to play. And then you could win maybe that trophy. We have the Tommy Hilfiger Game Boy Color Special Edition. Yours for $57.50 with a $50 minimum purchase of Tommy. I hope I'm saying that right. Tommy Hilfiger. 4 to 7, 8, and or 8 to 20 clothing, shoes, socks, or underwear. We have a special on Bass Hunter 64 and featuring this kid who looks like he really doesn't want to be outside holding a fish. Skip through the rest of that. We've got a grand prize for Game Boy Colors featuring the Keebler Elf or whatever his name is, the cookie elf. I should know what that is. I think, isn't he the Keebler Elf? Isn't that what that is?
Yeah.
He is. He's got like a proper name. It's like Ernie B. Keebler or something like that.
Okay.
I have no idea what it is, though.
Okay. We have Army Men, Sergeant Soldiers, which is just like the little green men from Toy Story playing games. Duke Nukem, 0 Hour, and a Lego Racers. The fast-paced, heart-pounding sequel to Duke Nukem 64 goes far beyond the first with 21 time-traveling levels, smart graphics, and smart Alec comments that prove that Duke is still the king, baby. Oh, you get a bunch of stuff. The Duke doesn't bow to no city slicker lizards.
Duke Nukem. That's they should remake Duke Nukem. I know they keep putting out his classic games, but I don't know.
Are they gonna make it into a movie like with John Cena or something like that?
That'd
Like,
be
I think I heard rumors and stuff, but I don't.
I can kick my own tail if I need to. Good job, Duke Nukem. All right, we have Pokemon for N64. You can get what is that? They're offering film. Special 5 cents offer on Pokemon trading cards. Good grief. $129 for an N64 with 2 controllers through Funko Land. Not to be confused with Funko Pops. This is cooler. Definitely wouldn't show this into a landfill. You get a coupon, though, to get Pokemon Snap. I guess that's what they're offering here for $49.95. We have the Pokemon Poke Center creature feature talking about the Pokemon anime. Sure, this is copyrighted, so we're just going to skip all this. Okay. It probably isn't, but still. It's just like it's a manga that was written based off of the Pokemon anime. So it's like reverse anime. Pokemon Snap sticker albums. Skip. Well, that's more of that. We have Command and Conquer for I guess this is for the N64. Doesn't really say. But it's around the time. So it's going to...
Yeah.
Even though it doesn't... Well, I guess it kind of looks like an N64 game, but it also doesn't look like an N64 game. It looks like a Super Nintendo. So, skip through all that stuff. We have put some color back into your life with these great Game Boy Color games. We have Looney Tunes Carrot Crazy, Looney Tunes Twubble. That's a weeb wrote that. The Smurfs Nightmare, and Lucky Luke. I never played any of these games. Have you guys played?
Lucky Luke.
none of those. No.
Yeah.
All right.
I never had a Game Boy Color. Yeah. My first Game Boy was a Game Boy Advance.
Nice. Have we talked about what my first Game Boy Advance game was on here? Because it's just so off the wall.
What was it?
Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events.
Oh.
Never finished it. I skipped through all of the Lego stuff. Take your demons with you in Revelations: The Demon Slayer. What about this one? You guys ever played that? Made by it's an Atlas game, long time ago.
Dude, it's probably pretty cool.
And it has it has the RPG seal of approval at the bottom of it.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow that game was still ready to eat for everyone. Monster Truck Madness 64. That's cool. Win a real truck customized by the Bigfoot team. All right, we'll skip some of this Monster Truck stuff. We have a game called Spawn. Everybody knows what Spawn is.
Yeah. Is that the one for Super Nintendo?
It looks like a
I don't
SNES
think
game.
so. Those screenshots are odd.
Doesn't specify, but it looks like a SNES game. No, it's for Game Boy. Game Boy
Oh,
Color.
okay. I never played that one then. I played the Super Nintendo. I like how I say SNES and you say SNES. Do you say NES or do you say NES?
NES.
NES, but for SNES you say SNES.
Yep.
It's weird. It reminds me of like the Star Wars controversy with like the all-terrain armored transports.
At.
Yeah, see, there's a big argument. Do you say AT-AT or do you say at?
AT-AT
But
is just too much work.
See, I say AT-AT because, there's also featured in Return of the Jedi, you have the all-terrain scout transport, which is the AT-ST, and nobody says at.
Well, that's
they say AT-ST for that, but,
Well, it's kind of like with, Game Boy Advance, I say GBA, but I wouldn't say GBC for Game Boy Color. I would just say that all the way out.
You'd say Gibaka?
No, I'd just say Game Boy. I just say Game Boy Color. Speaking of Game Boy Color, we have Go Ape on Game Boy featuring Disney's Tarzan. I'm sure that game is awful if it's like any of the other old Disney games. We have
What?
Those
were so awesome. They re-released them, like Lion King and Aladdin.
I like the bootleg ones where if you die, Simba hangs himself or Timon gets in.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. So pretty much every game we've already talked about, they went back and gave them reviews. So I think the highest rating one is Mario Golf with an 8.5 out of 10. Duke Nukem with a 7.9. I'm not going to read all these off, but they keep getting worse and worse. So let's see which one of these games was bad. Spawn for Game Boy Color with a 5.8. I think that was the lowest one on here. Big sad. Cut to the chase. Well, we've got two of them. We have Dog Chase and Chase here.
Chase right here.
And Doshin the Giant. You guys know about Doshin the Giant? I've heard other people talk about this game. It was a game that was originally revealed for the Nintendo 64 disc drive that I think only ever really came out in Japan. But it's about a giant that tries to help these this townspeople, but like there's something that happens in the game where they can like turn on you and they can turn evil and the giant just kills everybody. But and then coming soon we have Pokemon Yellow, Battle Tanks 2, Kobe Bryant, and NBA Courtside 2, and Hyperbike. Never heard of any of those other than, well, I know who Kobe Bryant is, but that's it. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, that was it. Thank you, Retro Mags, for having this where I could just click a button and download it. So, yeah. I'm going to just take a quick break and we'll be right back after I fix this. Boom. Where are we at? Oh my gosh, we're at right at an hour. Okay, so no 20 questions today, just a real quick Tales from the Hard Drive bit to get us through this long week where there won't be another episode. So this one's not going to be hard to guess which one's the real one, but I found 5 articles that are really interesting or funny. And the goal here, if you've never listened to us play Tales from the Hard Drive, is that Richard and Chase have to guess which one of these is the real one. Starting off with, it gets worse. Birth certificate reveals Doug Bowser's middle name might be King Boo. Town using $20,000 of COVID relief cash on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle manhole covers. That's a good use of that money. Cool Driver's Ed course uses Cruisin' USA machine for all of the course. Hogwarts Legacy criticized for giving media platform to problematic figure Lord Voldemort. Grim new Make-A-Wish program sends the Rock to terminal children to finish the job.
God.
That's horrible.
I saw that and I was like, I have to put that in there. But yeah, so knowing that one of those is not it, the other four though, one of those is a real headline. Can you guess?
I feel like I need to excuse myself.
Because you already know what it is.
I know which one it is. Yeah,
I know which one it is too.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So okay. Well, what is it? Before I just give it away, maybe you're baiting me into telling you what it is.
It's the turtle manhole.
Yeah,
covers.
it's the Ninja Turtles. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I figured that was going to be easy.
But it's not even New York. It's like New Hampshire or somewhere like Vermont. It's somewhere
It's like, it's somewhere like
not related to turtles. So it's kind of odd.
Northampton, Massachusetts. Officials have greenlit a plan to create and install 4 TMNT-themed manhole covers to celebrate the fact that the massive franchise was originally created there. And to pay for it, the town is using funds intended to help rebuild towns and businesses affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. Wonderful use of that money.
That's no comment.
I wanted to read the article here for about Hogwarts Legacy criticized for giving media platform to problematic figure Voldemort. It says a upcoming Harry Potter open world game, Hogwarts Legacy, this is an older article, has been receiving backlash for giving a media platform to the problematic figure behind the series, the Dark Lord Voldemort. Quote, after all the hate and ignorance that they've spewed on Twitter, I think it's irresponsible of this game to remind everyone about Voldemort, said game reviewer Michael Cranston. I'm not really into cancel culture, but anything Harry Potter themed has kind of been permanently tainted by he who shall not be named trying to grow to infinite evil power. Of course, since the game is releasing, Voldemort has gone back to his Twitter and fired off his hottest political takes. Quote, I know he's already very wealthy for his various magical exploits, but I just don't want to buy something that I know will give him another dollar. I don't want to be a part of adding to Voldemort's wealth. It's sad, really, because I grew up on these books, but after all the interviews and social media posts, Voldemort ruined it for me, said Harry Potter fan Emily Reiner. It's like every time I log into Twitter, Voldemort has said another stupid, mean thing to someone who didn't deserve it. I don't think I'll be playing Hogwarts Legacy because it's too unethical to give my money to someone who created so many Horcruxes. It was easy to sweep a few of the evil things he did under the rug, but was very unexpected. But we expected Voldemort to grow and change, but instead he just kept doubling down on his evil beliefs. So obviously picking fun at a couple people. Most of that's going to J.K. Rowling, but still.
Yeah.
Just, and I just can't get over this Dwayne Johnson article. Finishing the job. That's so funny.
That's rough.
It wasn't even gaming related, but I was like, I have to put it in. But anyway, that's all for this very fun episode of Next Gen Newsweek, episode 123. Before we go, do you guys have anything you would like to plug that people should be looking out for in the coming week or so?
I know the GameFly had some deals up. I don't know if they're going to be still going on by the time this airs, but I think they have Midnight Suns is like $30. Star Ocean Deal Fields, they're like $30. But yeah, always check their used section.
Saints Row is 15.
Yeah, Saints Row is $15.
That's probably not a sale.
Yeah, but yeah, I think PlayStation sales just went up today.
Nice.
Yeah.
Richard, you got anything?
Yeah, always be on the lookout for Dick Retro. I may not be reputable at this point, but I have figured out the issues. So yeah, there's a couple of episodes. Hopefully I can get the one out this afternoon. And then if you watch our videos, you probably already have subscribed, but subscribe. I think we're like one away from 300. So we've made a slow climb, and I'm going to continue my push to 1,000 on my Dick Retro series. So yeah, if you've already subscribed to us, thank you. Get your mom's phone and have her subscribe to us. Do what your dad's phone. Let's just let's push these subscriptions because maybe we'll do something awesome at 1,000.
Maybe we'll all get
I don't
together in
want
the
to.
same room.
I don't want to put anything out there and put us on point, but yeah, maybe something awesome will happen when we hit 1,000. So
I'm here for it.
Let's do it.
2023 is our year, baby. Anyway, I have nothing to plug, so thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoy this week of fun stuff. I'll be hopefully have my body in a body of water, swimming around the ocean or something. We'll see. But anyway, y'all have a great week and a half, or however long it is until I see you guys again. And yeah, have a good one.